guys, it's LegoMatic9, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my custom Star Wars The Black Series Captain Rex action figure. Now yeah, I know Hasbro announced that they're going to be making a Captain Rex figure in the 6-inch Black Series line, but I've been working on this guy for a few months now. If you remember in my 5s video, I talked about how I was going to be making another Black Series figure, and I kind of gave you a sneak peek at Rex, but at that point I didn't know Hasbro was going to be making their own. I was pretty much done with everything except for the helmet when Hasbro announced that they're going to be making theirs. So I was like, I'm too far along in this, so I'm just going to finish this up. And that's why I'm posting this now. HasCon's coming up in like a week or so, and Captain Rex is going to be available there, so there's going to be reviews of him coming out soon. So I wanted to get my custom version out there now, so it's just not clouded away with the actual Hasbro figure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this custom Captain Rex figure. Like 5s, I'm just going to start with the legs and move my way up on the figure just to tell you guys what I did to make this guy a custom Captain Rex. So starting off, this is just the basic Black Series Clone Trooper body. I just got a Phase 1 Trooper off of eBay and just customized him from there. So everything of this is just a Phase 1 Trooper with some modifications. So I'll go over all of the things I did on this guy to make him Captain Rex, in case you guys are interested in making your own before the actual Black Series one comes out. So starting with the legs here, they're pretty basic. Unlike 5s where you had like the ARC Trooper armor on the shins and on the tops of the foot, this guy's just got the basic Clone Trooper armor, which was a lot easier for me to work with because there wasn't a lot of sculpting. This guy took a lot less time to work on. I've had this guy done for a few weeks now, had him done before Brick Fair, and I even brought him and stuff. But yeah, this guy is pretty basic. He's just got some basic weathering on his legs. Like down here, you see all these scuff marks. He's got the blue lines on his knee pads there. Now this guy is a darker blue than 5s, because Rex seems like he has a different blue than all the other 501st Troopers. 5s has got like the basic 501st blue, whereas Rex has a little darker blue. I don't really know why. Maybe it's just to distinguish himself from his troops, or I'm not really sure. It's just kind of weird, but I just took the same blue I used for 5s and just darkened it a little bit, and it works. So you guys will see that difference when I bring 5s in a little later. But now that we're done talking about the blue, you can see he's got some tally marks on his shins here, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is just weathering. Like, there's not really anything special on the legs. Now, moving up, he does have a custom waist cape. Now, this is out of a material I think I got from Joann Fabrics. It's like a double-sided material. It's got fabric on one side, and then it's like laminated on the other, so it's nice and smooth. So I was trying to get like a leather finish, like a nice and smooth finish, rather than make it look like it's cloth. So I think I achieved that with this material. Painted it black, then painted the blue. Now the other big part around the waist are the holsters. Now he's got 2 holsters, one on each side, that are connected to the belt with a little fabric strap that goes up and connects to the belt. But these, you can see, are a lot different from my 5s. If you guys remember my 5s, his holsters were really bland, really geometric, I should say is a good word. Just, they're really boxy. Here, I'll bring it in right here. It's just not really that detailed. And so with this Rex, I got the Sideshow version of Rex, the Phase 2, and so I was able to just pretty much just use that as a reference, just a huge reference for this guy. So I just pretty much copied the holsters on that figure, and they look a lot better because they're a lot more realistic, a lot more detailed, and it just looks a lot better. I'll try to focus in there for you guys. So all that was sculpted, and then I painted it, and it looks pretty good. So you can see all the details in there. You can also see the one over here. So those look pretty nice, and if you're wondering, these do function. Now I'll bring in these pistols. If you remember from my 5s video, I told you I got these DC-17 pistols casted by Marvel Custom Figures on Instagram. A link will be in the description to his Instagram, so definitely go check him out. So I got these casted. I actually did the main sculpt, and then he casted them for me. And you can just take these on either side, and you can just plug these in like that. It's a pretty snug fit, but you can still get them out and everything like that. So they just fit in there if you're looking for that playability. Moving up to Rex's torso, again, it's just the basic Clone Trooper body, no ARC Trooper armor or anything like that. But I did have to sculpt the pauldron and those little ammo pouches. So I sculpted both those. I dry sculpted this one, and then I sculpted this pauldron onto the actual figure. And I think it actually turned out really nice. 5s, I think, pauldron, like, it goes over the shoulder a little too much, whereas his, I think, is really perfect. So sculpted all of that. So I'll spin them around, get some light on them, because I know the background is black, so it's kind of hard to see. But you can see all the paintwork on the torso as well with the weld marks. With just like an orange color with a little bit of metallic blue, light blue on the inside. If we turn it around, you can just see there's some additional paintwork back here. You can just see the sculpt a little better. So torso, nothing too fancy. This is your basic Clone Trooper torso with a little paint on it and some sculpting. The arms on this guy are pretty basic. It's just that simple blue stripe going down the entire arm, and then I roughed it up with a blade and just scratched off some of the paint to give him some battle damage, painted on some pavement on there to make it look like it's scuffed. And then just the big thing with him was painting those tally marks. So you can see he's got some on his wrist, and it's, some on his like forearm there, and then some on his actual hand armor. So yeah, those are pretty fun to paint. On the other side, it's really similar, except he doesn't have any black tallies. It's just white on the blue there. One quick thing before I forget, I did have to modify the left hand here so it could hold a pistol. Now usually Clone Troopers just have a gripping hand on this side where it's just meant to grip underneath a rifle, but since Rex dual wields, I had to separate the index finger from the other 3 fingers just so he could hold a pistol correctly, and I think it looks really awesome. Not to mention, those blue stripes are painted on his elbow pads, and he does have some additional scuff marks back here. Just like Fives, I was really afraid of doing the helmet on this guy, just because Rex has those signature J guys on the top of his helmet. I really didn't want to mess those up, but I think I did a pretty good job at it. So starting off, I gotta give a huge shout out to Marvel Custom Figures yet again. He's helped me out with both of these guys a lot by doing the pistols, and then he also sent me this Rex helmet, which is just the Phase 2 helmet with the visor custom sculpted in there. And then he also sent me some rangefinder casts. So all of those were done by him, and then I just painted everything up. So go check him out. Again, link to his Instagram will be in the description. So this helmet turned out really awesome. Now, I don't know if I'll be displaying him with this helmet on or the Phase 1 helmet on, which I will show next, just because the Hasbro one is coming out. You'll have the Phase 2, so I don't know if I want to have both on display, but I really like this helmet. Even though it's kind of like an off-white, it's kind of hard to tell in this light, but it is kind of like a more, I don't know, milky white rather than like a frost white, I guess. It still works, because Rex is really dirty, he's got a lot of battle damage on him, so it kind of blends in. He's just got an old helmet. That could just be an explanation for it. So on this helmet, I painted the blue visor, painted in the actual black there as well, painted on the weld marks, the little breather sections. I sculpted in these little pins in his cheeks there, painted on the metallic blue stripes on either side of his cheeks. So I got those on there. Now, one thing I didn't want to do on this guy was sculpt the weld marks, because I felt like that would just make the helmet look bulky and wouldn't really look that good, because if you look in the cartoon, they don't seem that prominent. So in here, I just painted them on just like I did on the torso, using orange and a lighter metallic blue, and I think they look awesome. And he also has the weld mark above the visor there, which looks pretty good. Wanted to make that look rough, and so I think I did that pretty well. He's got like this gray stripe going in the back of the helmet, that black stripe in the middle, all of this battle damage. He's got the rangefinder, which again was casted by Marvel Custom Figures, and this can move down if you're curious. So you can move that down, put that in targeting position, whatever. So that's just a nice little feature. And he also has the tally marks on his helmet as well. Those are really fun to paint, honestly. Like, I've always dreaded painting really small, thin lines, but I got a really thin brush, and I was able to do all of the tally marks pretty well. So I really like how the tallies turned out. I'm just overall really happy with the helmet. I'm glad it didn't turn out bad like I was fearing. So you can see all that. Yeah, and then just a lot of battle damage throughout the helmet. I painted on the J guys, like I said. Yeah, so there is Captain Rex's Phase 2 helmet. So here is the Phase 1 helmet. I haven't really seen any Phase 1 Rexes out there, and I had an extra Phase 1 helmet just from getting the Phase 1 Trooper for this guy. So I just decided to make this helmet, and it actually turned out pretty good. I made this one last. I think this is the last thing I ever made for him, and it turned out pretty decent. It's just got the blue around the visor, and just the stripes and everything. He's got the gray stripe running up the fin there. He's got the J guys painted on. Painting 4 J guys was not fun, I'll tell you that. If I hold the Phase 2 helmet up here, you can just see, I think I honestly like the ones on the Phase 1 a little better, just because I painted this one first, and so I had experience painting them. So I probably should have done it in the reverse order, but hey, these ones turned out pretty nice. And I don't know if I'll have them displayed with this helmet once the Hasbro one comes out, because I don't have that one Phase 2. So I don't know, we'll see. He's also got the yellow little lines there in the corners, and Yeah, not a lot of painting had to be done on it besides the visor and the eyes and everything, and just the weathering on him. You can fold down this rangefinder as well, so that looks pretty cool. So you got that on there. Had to drill a hole in there, and it looks really awesome. So that is pretty much it for Captain Rex in his Phase 1 armor. Let's go ahead and get a wide shot of him just so I can show you guys what he looks like with this thing on. So here's Rex in his Phase 1 helmet, just so you guys can see what he looks like full body. Now, I know his Phase 1 pauldron is a lot different from this one. I just didn't feel like making a separate one just for that purpose. So I think this still works. You can still tell it's Captain Rex. Now, in terms of accessories for this guy, he just has the 2 helmets, and then he has the 2 DC-17 pistols. And that's it. I don't have any other clone rifles to give him. I mean, I have some extras, but I just don't feel like painting them up and giving them to him just to set aside. And I don't have a head sculpt for him, just because I felt like that'd be kind of unnecessary if I have 2 helmets. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. So here's what Rex and Fives look like together. Again, my 2 custom Black Series figures that I just really love them together. Like, I just need a Hasbro 501st Trooper to put next to them, and they'd be perfect. But here they are next to each other. They just look awesome together. As you can tell, one thing I was talking about earlier was the difference in the blues. As you can see, Rex is a little darker from Fives. It's a lot more noticeable in person. I don't know how well it'll be on camera, but you can definitely tell that Rex is a darker shade of blue than Fives. And just for fun, here is Captain Rex alongside 2 of the other Phase 2 clone commanders that Hasbro's made. We got Commander Cody here on the left, and then Commander Gree on the right. I still need that Clone Trooper 4-pack. I talked about it in the Fives video, but I still need that so I can have some 501st Troopers to go with Rex, to have the 212 Troopers to go with Cody there, and then since they're both green, the 442nd Trooper to go with Gree, and then just a Shock Trooper. So, do need those to kind of expand my Black Series Clone Trooper army, but hey, it's a pretty good start with these commanders. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably have an update video out in the next week or so, since I'm going off to college, so I just want to explain to you guys some projects I actually am working on. I haven't really been posting a lot of LEGO figures recently, but I am working on a really cool project, which those of you who follow my Instagram will know what I'm working on. So, yeah, I'll have a update video out soon for that. And, yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this custom Captain Rex figure. I know this video is probably not going to get that many views like my Fives video, but hey, this is just something I've been working on for quite some time, and I just really wanted to show it off. So, here is my custom, the Black Series Captain Rex. Can't wait to get the actual Hasbro version so I can compare them and see which one is better. And so that should be pretty cool. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my other social media accounts. All will be linked to in the description below, as well as Marvel Custom Figures' Instagram. Go check him out. He helped me out a lot with these guys. So, yep, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.